What's up, everyone? This is Snicked, and welcome to the first installment of Royal Revolt 2 Tactics. In this episode, we're going to concentrate on the Firebolt Tower, what it is, why it's commonly regarded as the best tower in the game, and a few key tactical considerations, both from a defensive and an offensive perspective. The Firebolt Tower is the third to last tower to open up in the overall Inventor's Workshop upgrade progression in the game. Costing 34.5 million gold to max out at level 9, the Firebolt Tower's hit points are second only to the Skull Tower. Its range is unparalleled among other towers in the game at 7 tiles, giving it a reach equivalent to the R-Blaster and the Cannon. Its damage is fire damage as opposed to piercing damage, and it does have two unique forms of resistance. The first is 90% resistance against poison, making mortars very ineffective against the Firebolt Tower. To a lesser degree, the Firebolt Tower has a 50% resistance to piercing damage, also making archers and R-Blasters relatively ineffective against the Firebolt Tower. In contrast to this resistance, the Firebolt Tower does have an Achilles heel, and that is the fire element itself. The Firestorm spell and the Pyromancer troop unit are incredibly effective at dealing out damage to the Firebolt Tower. As you construct your base design, consider that there are 4 major types of Firebolt Tower placement in the game. The first of which is the Choke Point Firebolt Tower. Secondly, we have the On-Corner Firebolt Tower. And then we have the In-Corner Firebolt Tower placement. Finally, we have the Straight Path or the On-Path Firebolt Tower as well. Each of these different placements has their own tactical considerations, key benefits, and some drawbacks as well. Let's look at each one in turn. The Choke Point Firebolt Tower is a very popular defensive feature in the game, and one you'll find in mid and high-level bases alike. Its chief benefit is that it's able to attack from relative safety across barriers like this one, and lay down a suppressing fire into squares such as this, which prevent the hero and the raiding party from advancing further into the base. The hero is unable to attack this Firebolt Tower from this square, either with melee damage or with area of effect spells such as Firestorm, Bladestorm, and Sonic Blast. Among troop units, the one type of troop that is able to attack this Firebolt Tower with any degree of success is the Cannon, as we'll demonstrate in just a few moments. The second Firebolt Tower placement is the On-Corner Firebolt Tower. This placement offers the Firebolt Tower no special margin of safety such as with the Choke Point Tower, and is able to be attacked by ranged DPS as well as area of effect spells. Contrast this with the unique positioning of our third type of placement, the In-Corner Firebolt Tower. In any tile in which a Firebolt Tower is placed, it's situated squarely in the middle. As a result, even though it's far back from the adjacent path, its range gives it the ability to attack. But because it's situated so far back, Pyromancers will easily bypass this tower with their more limited range and continue on down through the path, neglecting to bring down this Firebolt Tower before proceeding. R-Blasters and Cannons have a longer range, but because of the damage type that they deal out, they're ill-equipped to deal adequately with the Firebolt Tower before being killed themselves. Contrast this Firebolt Tower's range and its orientation inside its square with another in-corner tower type, the Skull Tower. The Skull Tower's range of 5.5 is 1.5 points less than the Firebolt Tower, and as a result, its orientation inside the tile where it's placed is right up against the path. This allows the hero, paladins, and knights to melee DPS this tower with ease. It also ensures that all forms of ranged DPS will stop to attack this tower until it's brought down. And then finally, area of effect spells are much easier to hit this tower with, and then to move on further into the base, potentially spreading out the damage over time that these spells create to other towers along the way. Another benefit of the in-corner placement of a Firebolt Tower is that it requires more of a commitment, and it takes a longer time overall for any spells that are used to bring it down. Situating yourself here in the path and setting off a spell to bring down this Firebolt Tower may be successful, but by the time it's down, it does take a lot of additional time to bring yourself around and begin to attack this tower as well. So as a result, you can end up using multiple cooldowns, which can end up having a cumulative effect of substantially slowing down the progression through the base. The final type of Firebolt tower placement is the on-path Firebolt tower. Like the on-corner Firebolt tower, this one doesn't benefit from any special positioning like the choke point or the in-corner Firebolt tower do. It's susceptible to range DPS and also the area of effect damage of spells. But what we'll demonstrate in a moment, and what is critical to observe here, is that Firebolt towers, unique among all tower types, are not able to be attacked through blockades. To illustrate the different benefits and drawbacks of these tower placements, let's test out how things work out in my own base. I'm going to bring some cannons along to attack the choke point Firebolt tower, some frosters to attack a Firebolt tower to show how the slow effect from the frosters attack can dramatically decrease the rate of fire of a Firebolt tower and deal out a lot of damage to it besides. And finally, I'll be bringing pyromancers along to demonstrate that 300% susceptibility to fire that Firebolt towers have. Firestorm spell will accomplish that as well, and then I'll also just bring along an all-purpose blunt damage spell, Sonic Blast. So because I don't have any waves to deal with here in this demonstration, I'm going to spawn 3 cannons. And hopefully these cannons will be adequate to take out this Firebolt tower before they die. There's 2 shots, and a final shot where the cannon moves on and then dies at the second Firebolt tower. But it took 3 cannon shots, max level 6 cannons, in order to take out a level 8 Firebolt tower. So you can see how effective they are. I'm going to bring around a few frosters to attack this Firebolt tower. This is the on-corner Firebolt tower. You'll notice that my hero just stands there helplessly, can't do anything about it. But notice how the rate of fire was just cut in half by these frosters. Frosters are going to be cut down and aren't really doing a whole lot of damage to the Firebolt tower. Firebolt tower can easily kill them with its fire damage, but not before the froster attack substantially slows down the Firebolt tower's rate of fire. Now I'm going to bring along some pyromancers. Spawn those, call them up here to me really quickly. And what we'll do is I'm going to stand over here, where I'm outside of the rate of fire of that Firebolt tower. And we'll see if these pyromancers actually attack or they completely bypass that tower. And as you can see, this pyromancer, even when being attacked, continued to press on, while these pyromancers attacked and actually brought down the in-corner Firebolt tower. So that shows you how inconsistent that can be. Now something I want to demonstrate here is with this Firebolt tower, I will attack with Sonic Blast, and you'll notice that I quickly bring down the Blockade, but it actually did nothing to the Firebolt tower itself. Now you'll see here the combined power of the Pyromancer and the Firestorm spell quickly brought down that level 8 Firebolt tower. So those are, again, some of the key pros and cons to these different types of Firebolt tower placements. The benefit of this last one, of course, in the on-path Firebolt tower placement, is that you want to attempt, wherever possible, to put that Firebolt tower after a blockade. Skull towers and every other type of tower, with the exception of Firebolt towers, can be attacked through a blockade. And so you get kind of a clustering benefit where you only have to use one cooldown, or the same spell cooldown will attack both the blockade and the tower that's just beyond it. Because of the Firebolt tower's orientation away from the path, it is not susceptible to area of effect spell damage through a blockade. And with that, that concludes our first installment of the Royal Revolt 2 Tactics series regarding Firebolt towers. If you have any questions or comments, you can definitely leave them below on YouTube, and I'm happy to answer them. Would love to continue the discussion that I started here or you're welcome to talk with me out on Facebook. Thanks.